Hey, hey, hey. It's Eyes on Smash Bros. Radio. Good morning. It's Friday. Friday. In close to the end of March. Man. Hey, you listen to Eyes on Smash Bros. Radio. You can find Smash Bros. On Instagram. You can find us on YouTube as well as Facebook. Please like, follow, share, subscribe. We are an independent radio station that provides a venue, an avenue, a platform for independent artists as well as a community. So, if you are an independent artist, if you are a producer, if you are a manager, and you would like to have your uh, group to come in, we are here for you. We are here for you. Oz, you can find me on any platform: TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. You can find me. So appreciate you stopping in. If you like, if you are in need of tires, get in touch with Nicholas White at 404-919-6674. Nicholas White, 404-919-6674. Elder White can get you the tires that you need. Check them out. We have two special events coming up. One is from C4. It's this Saturday. Attention parents, if you have a son who is between the ages of 13 and 18, we invite you to join us on this Saturday, March 25th at 9 a.m. at the Fountain Heights Recreational Center to learn more about enrolling your son in the C4 Mentoring Weekend HELM program. Now, HELM stands for Heritage, Education, Leadership, Manhood, which are the four principles of C4. Again, they are heritage, education, leadership, and manhood. So if you have a son between the ages of 13, or not only your son, if you have a family member, if you have a nephew, if you have a grandson, if you have a cousin between the ages of 13 and 18, C4 elders invite you to join them on this Saturday, March 25th, over at the Fountain Heights. Oh, shit. What's up? How are you, man? Good. It's good to see you. Oh, that's all right. You scared the hell out of me, but we cool. Appreciate you. Go ahead and get yourself comfortable over. Or you can do it over here, whichever one you want. You want to be over here, or you want to be over there, it doesn't matter. Oh, appreciate you. Appreciate you. Yes, sir. Let me get finished with these announcements because I'm tickled to have you on here. Because so much has been going on. Yes, sir. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. So you have the C4 coming up this Saturday. Also, this Sunday, grand opening for Eddie Kane's food truck is going to be over at the Greenwood Park, which is Tallapoosa exit 128 Circle K from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Please come out and support. He has a fantastic menu when it comes to his truck. If you know Eddie, you know Eddie's a fantastic chef. So come out and check him out for the grand opening from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. So we appreciate you. Now, I can't hear you. Check to see if one of the other mics are working.
Check.
Yeah, that one's working. We got the. See, that's one thing. When live radio, we can't. What is it? What do you call it? Edit. You got to get what you get. Exactly. Let me turn that thing around that way.
It's like a second home to me. I know how I go over here. 1 2 1 2. Check. Can you hear me? Let me check and see.
There he is. I see you.
All right.
Now, can I hear you?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, good. I can hear you now.
Good.
Yes. now we're going to start from scratch because there's been so much going on.
Oh yeah,
Because you started out with the 5 little penguins.
for sure.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave it open to you.
Okay.
So that way you can introduce yourself.
All right.
Start from the little penguins.
Gotcha.
All the way up to now, and then if I have any questions, I ask you questions in between because I got to make sure that I get all this information out there for you.
Oh yeah, man. I'm gonna start by saying, man, man, God is good, man. I've been real blessed, been real fortunate to just, you know what I'm saying, be in His grace and just have just even a peace of mind right now to be true. My name is Devonta Ravizee. Born and raised on the east side of Birmingham, Center Point, East Lake area. So I started this journey we call Five Little Penguins. It's this TV show. It evolved now into a TV show. It actually was a song in a music video that I did back in 2019 with a few of my friends, a few of my close loved ones, and we did numbers. You know what I'm saying? We put it out around COVID, got over 100,000 views in like a week or so or 2 weeks, and then made a little money off that and reinvested that money that I made into the concept of that music video and turned it into a TV series. So I've been filming that from 2019 until now, and we actually it's crazy, my phone's ringing. We actually just got picked up. Yeah, so that's some news out here.
Man,
yeah.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you so much. It's been fire. It's been a long journey, a long ride. You know, so much has happened during the filming of the show. We started other businesses. You know what I'm saying? Some people passed away. You know, God rest their soul. Some people got locked up. So it's a lot of stuff that didn't happen. But I think everything that has happened is a testament to, you know, how serious the seriousness of what we are doing,
right,
and why it's needed. So yeah, it's a lot, brother. I got another baby on the way. You know,
get out.
Yeah, been in here making kids. You know, so
twins.
Hey, no. Man, look, I'm gonna drop them off at your house with the twins, man. Cut it out. Trying to get me double for the trouble, man. Ooh, she better not say she got no twin. Boy.
Man, I wanted to say if she does, I'm innocent.
Nah, it's your fault, bro. It's your fault. Dude, no.
So you started. Now, what provoked you, or what propelled you to do the 5 Little Penguins? Because, like you said, that was during COVID,
right?
Because everything was shut down, especially here in Birmingham, and a lot was going on here in Birmingham,
right? Whole lot,
which we won't get into. But anyway, because of the administration. But anyway, we digress.
Right.
But during that time, that was COVID,
and
everything was shut down,
right?
And it seems like here in Birmingham, it seemed like instead of everybody closing down, they buckled down and was able to fulfill whatever endeavors or dreams or goals that they had. Because I know of 6 individuals, including yourself, that just went out on faith.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of people, some people closed down, and for whatever, and that's cool.
Right.
That's cool. I know, no judgment. On the other hand, there was some that just knew that whatever, this was a time to branch out,
right?
To be more diligent, to be more motivated, and have the more tenacity. So, what really provoked you or propelled you to want to do this now during COVID? Was that just an ideal time to where it gave you time enough to relax and chill out and ponder, or what?
Man, that's a great question. It's something that I thought about a lot. So I think that it was just an opportune time. Like I seen it. It was almost like I seen it clear as day that this was the right time to do this. You know, you and me both know, like, you know, we ain't never been no stranger to breaking rules. So you know,
I'm innocent. I don't know what you're referring to, but I'm innocent.
So you know, I done broke a few rules in my life. So you know, there was curfews and everything imposed, but you know, nobody caring about that. So, you know, I knew that everybody was gonna be in the house, wasn't much going on. So if I came out with a cool video, a lot of people will watch it because they ain't got nothing else to do.
Correct.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And so I got my partner Pierre Xavier. He's moved to Arizona now. He's working on the news station out there, but
Congratulations
he's still
to
working
him.
on our show too. So it's like it's crazy how everyone involved with the show has been blessed to do things that they really
Right.
wanted to do. Like he served as a director for the original music video and the TV show,
Oh,
and
sweet.
he got an opportunity to go work in Arizona to be on the news.
Right.
And so and that and not just because of my show, but you know what I'm saying, through his own due diligence. I want to make
Right.
sure that's said, but it's just amazing how everyone involved with the show has been able to go into their own thing. It's like we came together, encouraged each other, and then everybody was like, "Hey, I want to try this. Hey, I want to try this," and people was just blessed. But yeah, going back to the original question, I just seen the opportunity, and I got a lot of contacts, kind of, you know what I'm saying. We be real low key, but I got contacts everywhere. I got partners in Hawaii and Wisconsin and Ohio and stuff. And so what I did was I was like, man, YouTube makes money off my stuff
See?
before I even make a dime.
Yes, sir.
So I was like, man, let me figure out a way to get my money before YouTube get theirs.
There you go.
So what I did was I rented an online movie premiere room, and I sold tickets to the premiere room. So the only way to get access to the video was to buy a ticket. And so I reached out to all my people, you know what I'm saying, my folks in Hawaii, Wisconsin, Kansas, Ohio, Georgia, and was like, hey, man, we're going to run a play, sell some tickets for me or buy some tickets. And then, you feel me, in exchange, you get a little promotion exchange, you know what I'm saying, you just get to help out the play. And so it worked. We had people buying tickets from all over. And, hey, the rest is history. We here.
Now, with your background, you just didn't hop into this. You've always been in some type of production,
Right.
or this is your niche, your livelihood, your
Right.
world, and all. So
Right.
you just did this. You've always been doing this, but you did not do it on the scale that you were doing the Five Penguins.
Right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was always, I've been rapping since I was in high school. And so, doing shows and rapping and all that stuff, doing videos, just doing the regular local rap stuff. But I just took a stab at something bigger because I felt like, back in the day, man, like when I first started hustling, I was selling cars. My daddy and my uncles, they put me on the car game. And after my first few flips, bro, I was like, man, I'm good at this. I want to move on to something else.
Yes, sir.
So I'm 19 years old. Like, man, I'm good at selling cars. Let me try to sell a house. You know what I'm saying? And my mind was always progressive like that. And so with this, it was like, man, we done been doing music videos and all this stuff for a long time. I ain't really seen no bread. I got my video got 50,000 views on it. I ain't seen $1, but YouTube, they eating.
Right.
So I was like, man, let me, my hustler, I guess just ambition was like, let me make some shake, you know what I'm saying, for me. So COVID was the perfect opportunity to try it out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And, we pulled the trigger and, them dollar signs started going up. So I was like, hey, we doing something right. Hey, Mr. Holmes, we doing something right. Something is working.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
You finally found it.
Yeah, And so, just off that success, man, with the help of the team and not just myself, God and the team and everybody really telling people, hey, go get some tickets. Cause my cousin Jarvis, he's actually in the show, man. He reached out to some real influential people in the city. And they bought a gang of tickets. It's people buying 10 tickets here, 100 tickets here, just, showing love. And we was able to, you know what I'm saying, get the bread. And we really didn't have a number, in mind to reach. I just wanted to see if I can make some money off of it, to see if it was a good idea.
So like was it a project?
Yeah, just a project. It was like, all right, let's see how this goes. It went well, and I just took that money that I made and reinvested it into the concept of the music video and turned it into a TV show. And we've been filming that TV show, like I said, for about 3 years now, and we just got
3 years.
Yeah, 3 years, 2019 to today.
It has been 3 years already.
Yeah, it's time fly, man. Time fly. Yeah, it's been 3 years.
Man, you old. 3 years. But see, that shows, when you're enjoying doing what you do.
Yeah.
and you're putting your all into it.
Mm-hmm.
Your focus is only on that. Your diligence is only on that because you're trying to improve, but you can see growth at the same time.
Right. Right.
And to see that it's 3 years without even knowing,
Yeah.
that shows how much fun you were having.
Right, for real. And honestly, since it's 2013, since it's 2023, we're coming up on the 4th year because we started filming in 2019, and we're still moving today. I think when did we actually start? I think in September, November time. That's when it might be 4 years.
Right.
Yeah, so it's gonna be 4 years in November time, I believe, because it was a little chilly outside when we was filming, and like the police was out there. I remember one night in specifically, like we was at the spot, and we weren't supposed to be outside past curfew, and somebody had wrecked in front of the spot.
No, man.
Yeah, we out there filming. Somebody crashed their car. Police came out there and everything. We about had to break up what we was doing, but the folks was more concerned with that collision.
Correct.
So we was able to finish filming. Then we broke up out of there. Yeah, I remember that.
You can look at that physiologically because people don't seem to understand that when you have faith,
right,
and you have that solid foundation, that Satan has the rule over these things, but he's only allowed certain things he can't and can do.
Right.
So with you doing the shooting at the spot, Satan thought that, well, we're going to close this down. But if anything, he didn't close you down. He made you more aware.
Yeah,
It brought focus like, okay, all right.
Hey, everybody,
But it gave you a different way of looking at something.
Yeah, it did. It really did.
Because, you're out there after curfew, and you know that you're trying to get everything done as quickly, but you want to make sure that the shots are pure in what you want, because you don't want to spend your time out there wasting film and all and wasting your time.
Right.
So all of a sudden you see this crash and I'd be thinking, better take that car and move it.
Y'all better drive, bro. Don't stop. Keep going.
You better go down a block or two.
Yeah, man.
Why are you here?
You're like right in front of the spot, man.
But see that on the second, that the hustler in you kind of became acute because you now are more aware of the what ifs.
Right.
And we don't really want to talk about the what ifs, but we have to, because when you're doing a major production, that's time, energy, and money.
Yeah, man. I'm talking about like every time, bro. Every time the camera come on, it costs money. Like every time they push the camera to come on, you paying. And I ain't talking about $20 either.
Thank you. And see, that's one thing that I'm learning, because this is going to my second year.
Yes, sir.
The second year of doing.
Mr.
Man, I'm coming.
2 years, man.
But I'm learning that when it comes to the music industry, and I'm putting everything lumpy in. When it comes to the entertainment,
right.
When it comes to entertainment, that's music, that's the movies, the arts, and all that. The community is small.
Yeah, it is. Everybody know everybody.
Everybody know everybody, or everybody knows of somebody who knows somebody.
Right.
Which could help in some instances. It could hinder, but you still you have that. I don't want to say camaraderie, but you have that understanding in the community.
Right.
And so when you have that understanding in the community, especially when it comes to finances, especially when it comes to the revenue,
right,
people have to be aware that this ain't cheap.
Right.
Now I can help you out, and you're using my equipment. Yeah. You're using my studio. You're using my equipment and all, but you using mine.
Right.
So and I'm trying to help you because I know that you're a beginner, and I didn't have anybody to help me, but I'm here to help you.
Right.
So I'm going to help you, but at the same time, don't play me.
Yeah.
Because this $20, you're working on $1,500 worth of equipment, and that's just the mixing thing.
Yeah.
Like, we ain't talking about the other stuff. So I'm
The
learning.
camera.
It says, yeah.
Yeah.
So when you're doing a production, you don't have any time. People have to be on set,
Yeah,
on
man.
time, and I'm talking old folks' time. If I tell you I need to see you at a certain time, I'm talking about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what's going to happen.
Exactly.
But I need everybody here because I'm learning, especially with this, I'm learning how to control my anxiety.
Yeah.
The butterflies don't fight as much. They're still fighting, but I understand the significance, especially when it comes down to the revenue, when it comes down to doing a production that you have your name on.
Right. And
because that's a reflection, and it goes back to your brand.
Exactly. That's one of the biggest things that me and my partners discussed was, you know what I'm saying, we ain't gonna put, we ain't gonna put out no BS. I'm gonna kind of be clean,
right?
You know what I'm saying, we ain't gonna put out no BS. So if the shots is looking bad, we gotta have enough discipline to do it over. You know what I'm saying? We gotta have enough discipline to sit down, watch film, and be like, we should have did this different. You know what I'm saying? Or this person didn't deliver their lines right, so we're gonna have to give somebody else some camera time.
Right.
Being on set on time, because I think we discussed this last time, brother. There was some days we was on set for 19 hours.
And see, people don't seem to understand the backstory.
Yeah.
Because they see the end results.
Right.
And they see all this acting, but you don't see the prepping part.
Right.
You don't seem to understand that these actors have to get up at like 2:00 in the morning to be at the studio at 2:30.
Right.
And you better hope that especially if you're in Los Angeles.
Yeah,
you better be sleeping on the street next to the studio. Because you may not get there.
Right.
So they don't see the prep work before. Because you got to make sure that the cameras are lined up.
Yeah.
You got to make sure that everybody's where they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
And you got to make sure that everyone who's supposed to be in that scene
is there.
They
know their lines. They got their clothes on. Like, ain't nobody dragging. I remember one time in particular, a couple people had showed up to the set. They were high,
Ooh.
And it was just like, bruh, no. Like, you hold up, bro. You had to sober up right quick, or you might have to you might lose your spot, because it's like, you can't come on set, can't focus, and your eyes low, and you trying to, act your part and all that stuff, because I have to pay this man. I gotta pay this man for his time. I gotta pay this man for his time. And not only that, we're not just doing this to put it, you just throw it out there. Like, this is, we trying to really accomplish something with it. And I thank God for the opportunity, because my whole goal from the outset was, my philosophy is that my company is going to be all right, because I'm the company. I'm the hustler behind the company. So I'm going to make some shake for myself.
There you go.
But my idea was to, when the light shines down, they're not only going to see Ravizee Nation, they're going to see everybody else involved. So, like, on the TV show, every article of clothing you see is Birmingham clothing lines. All the music you hear in the background is Birmingham artists. We filmed inside of Black-owned Birmingham businesses. We, like, everything.
And that was on purpose?
On purpose. Like, from Jump Street, wrote it down. That's how it was going to be done. So that way, when it goes to the big platform, people get an unadulterated taste of Birmingham.
There you go.
It's like, it's nothing like this on the market. You have to literally come to Birmingham to see this, or you see it on the show, And so that was the vibe that we went for, and it worked, and it's still working, because we got a lot more room to grow. I think that we unearthed some gems though in our actors, because there was a lot of people down here who acted that we didn't know. Like, I don't know if you ever seen the TV show not TV show, but the series on Netflix called Raising Dion.
Yes.
Yeah. So one of the kids in that show lives in Birmingham, and he's in our show.
Get out.
Yeah, he goes to Phillips Academy. Yeah, man. Like, I'm talking about just crazy stuff that you never knew. But when we held the auditions, people start showing up, and it was like, oh snap. Even Brandon Smiley, Ricky Smiley's son, rest in peace. He auditioned for the show. I got his audition tape, and I reached out to the family to see if it was okay if we posted that bad boy, just to honor him. because I didn't want to make it seem like, we was just using it for.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because, we ate dinner with him, you know what I'm saying? He came to the, like, so, we really shared some really, really intimate moments with him. And I think that, he's not the only person that was involved with the show that passed away.
Right.
And I think that, saving all these moments, man, is an opportunity. Like when it goes to where everybody kind of gets to see it, we get to glorify these people as well.
Correct.
For
Right.
for their contribution. Yeah, man.
So, and plus, too, here in Birmingham, when people audition,
Mm-hmm.
they have to understand that you're a professional production company,
Yeah.
and even though you're here in Birmingham, you still have a certain level of professionalism. So don't come in here just thinking that you need to be mature in your acting.
Right.
This is not no high school production.
Right.
This is
Right.
going on a wider stage,
Yeah.
and so you have to come prepared.
Mm-hmm.
You have to, and people don't seem to. We have a lot of production companies here in
Yeah.
Birmingham,
For sure.
and that's what is it? They have that sidewalk,
Yeah. Sidewalk.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So we we are blessed to have the talent, and like you were saying, some of the undiscovered talents that we have here in Birmingham.
Yeah. You never know. You never know. And I think that and that was the blessing. And I think for me, meeting so many different people, I never knew, like, somebody that I've seen on these shows on, Netflix actually lives down the street. Like, he goes to the school. His mama work at the county building. Like, it's like, dang, that's crazy. Like, you'll never know. You never know. But in this motion, you get to meet so many different people. And again, that we have some raw talent, like people who never tried acting a day in their life, but they were drawn to it. They wanted to fool with it, came to the audition, and they was fire. And then a lot of it too, man. I pray. I'm not the best person in the world, but I let the Lord lead me. And it was a lot of people that I felt like the Lord was telling me to get involved.
Right.
And so based off that situation, that's how I was choosing a lot of people. It wasn't so much about how much talent you had, but if you were like a good person,
Right.
then
Right.
we could work on the skills. If you were gonna show up on time, we could work on you saying
Right.
your lines. If you were gonna make sure you call whoever you need to call
Right.
to go over their lines with them, we can work on, what I'm saying, saying the lines the right way if you just really wanted to be involved. And so we had, like, our cast members was like that. Like, everybody wanted to be a part of the production. So
like a family.
Yes, sir. So it's like on days like that's why we could stay on set for 19 hours, and people, said people were mad, but they was like, man, we got to get it done. You know what I'm saying? And it was like we could do that because everybody had that spirit.
Right.
And, and that stick to itiveness to make it happen because they believed in the project. And now that, okay, we got picked up. It's set to come out in June because I didn't understand the paperwork they had gave me. I thought, look, Mr. Holmes, I thought it was gonna come out in February, but the lady had hit me. She was like, no, you got picked up in February, but it's not coming out in February. It's all like, oh, so how it go? I'm like, dang, and mind you, this is my first like TV show type of vibe
Right.
doing this, so it's like, I ain't never been in this like world before. And so, like, I ain't gonna lie, we live now, so I can keep it trill. I was spitting game. Like, I was like, when I was talking to the people, I'm like, yeah, man, I'm hip to how this go, and the whole while she talking, I'm on Google, like, oh, okay, that's, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Bro, I'm like, oh, that's, okay, yeah, see, I'm hip on game. But then, when the paperwork came and then it was time to get picked up and everything like that, and I got the news we got picked up. It was crazy because they was telling me, like, don't be discouraged. You don't get picked up right away because sometimes it takes people years to get picked up.
Right.
Especially by one of the what's the names that you want to get picked up by. Like, the moment we pass QC, which is quality control, what they do is they make sure that your TV show is like at the standard readiness level. You know what I'm saying? They make sure the video quality is good. They make sure the audio is good, and they make sure that it can be we have a non-exclusive deal, so they have to make sure that our show can be streamed across multiple platforms. So I'm
There
talking
you go.
about like Tubi, Hulu, Netflix, like it can be streamed on all of them. And so they had to make sure that it was good for that.
Right.
We passed QC. Literally the day we passed QC, 5 days later we got picked up. And so it was like, dang, okay. So I'm like, all right, when is it gonna come out? Because I'm ready for the homies to see it. Everybody excited. I let the trailer out, and then I'm just like watching the thing, like, okay, they say we got selected. What's up? Like, I don't see it. I don't know what's the name. So I call my partner Shelly in Boston, cause she without giving too much information, she wanted my point of contact. So I'm like, Shelly, man, what's up? You know what? What's going on? And she's like, no, you got picked up, but it's not streaming yet, And she had to coach me and get me right on how that side of stuff works.
Right.
And I'm learning more every day.
So you expanded on because you had the was that the introduction down there at the Birmingham Museum?
Yes, sir. That was the first. That was like the first episode.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was the first episode down there at the museum. Shout out to Mr. Holmes, man. I know you don't like crowds, but you came through for it, brother, man.
I was ready to go.
Yeah, I know you was. Look, I know
I figured that it was going to be not a crowd, but a group.
Yeah.
And I was cool initially because, I can handle 20 individuals.
Yeah.
But man,
yeah.
When I kept seeing these individuals coming in, I was like, you got this.
Yeah.
You got this. So I moved from the front to the back.
Yeah, look,
I was next to the window because if it got any more crowded, I was going to find a detour. I was going to find an exit through the window or something. I said, no, you got this.
You got it.
But I didn't know if you had seen me or not because I need to because anybody who knows, when I go someplace, I'm there 15 minutes before.
Mm-hmm.
So that way I can scope out where the exits are.
Right.
So I scope out the exit. Then I see exactly what table or chairs are next to the exit.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm obnoxious. I admit that. I'm arrogant and pompous, too, and a peacock. So if I don't see a table that's close enough or a chair that's close enough to the exit, I will move it close to it. I will rearrange it.
Yeah.
And nobody better say nothing to me.
Yeah.
So I was scoping. I was like, okay, there's a front exit, and then there's a stairway.
Yeah.
Okay, I got this. I see you. You see me. Okay, but I didn't know if you had seen me, and so I get there 15 minutes, scope out the exits, scope out the place. I usually make sure that the individual sees that I'm there.
Yeah.
I try to at least give 30 minutes, at least 30 minutes.
At least 30.
So, and I let everybody know, if you don't see me thereafter, I'm gone. But see, I've improved because it used to be my anxiety was so bad. Used to be I would get to the place and then turn around and go back. Then I got to the place to where I could get into the parking lot and then I would leave. Then I got to the time, and don't laugh at it, I would get in the place and I would leave. I was like, no.
Right.
So I saw the people. I said, okay, cool. Okay, now what I needed to do, I need to find out where it's going to be seen.
Yeah.
And so I knew that there was chairs in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I unfortunately got up to go to the bathroom. Somebody took my seat.
Oh,
that's cool.
Man,
that's cool. I could sit in the front of them.
Yeah.
So I have everything down. But I still didn't know if you had seen me.
I did.
But as soon as the lights went out, I was cool. I was fine. But man, you had people coming out.
Yeah.
And then you had the vendors that were there too.
Yeah. So yeah, man, it was a blessing. I still look back on it. Like my partners, shout out to the Flourish, Alabama. Shout out to BHAM, the MLKT. So many of my partners, man. It was just amazing to see so many different people. Like it was, black, white, Mexican folks.
A good variety.
Yeah, Vietnamese people was in there. It was just, shout out to all my people, man, who came to the premiere and made that happen because it was one for the books.
You had a good variety.
Yeah.
When it came to the groups as well as social economic.
Right. Like,
Now, see, that in itself, for you to have that such mixture.
Yeah.
Now, usually you have a certain group.
Yeah, just like,
and then the other group don't come.
Right.
And then you come and then you see that group and it's like, no.
Yeah.
But you had a group that actually mixed together.
Yeah.
That were good together.
Yeah,
And it was a case study for me because I was like, damn.
Yeah,
now this is how it's supposed to be.
Right. That bro, like real deal, Mr. Holmes. That was the prayer. We wanted all different walks of life. It was folks from the projects.
Yes, sir.
Folks from the suburbs. You know what I'm saying? Gang members was in that bad
yes,
boy.
Sir.
Businessman was in that bad. It was everybody was in there and they just showed love. Like it wasn't nobody scared they was gonna get shot. It was just a good time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And see, fun. I think that all revolved around you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
I think that because there's certain individuals that have certain magnetism. There are certain individuals that draw certain crowds. And it's not, I don't know if it's because of the individual themselves, but there's just something that draws people to whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that because it was you,
yes, sir.
You were able to bring all these groups. Because when I saw the gang members, I was like, okay, now I don't know if he's seen me. I may have to just text him and say that I don't feel well. but see, that's how the old gang members used to be a long time ago.
Right.
It's the younger gang members
mm-hmm.
that have no couth.
Right.
Because the OGs,
right,
they know how to adapt. Right. They know about the situation. They know about where they are, and they mold themselves so that way.
Yeah.
But don't mess with them.
Yeah.
Because they're still
yeah. Like the OGs was in there, and you could tell it like you said, people was in there with tank tops and tattoos, and then there's a person with a 5-piece suit on.
Right.
And it was just like, we just in here, and I think that it blessed me to see that because what I real deal wanted to show, because we videotaped it too, we recorded it. What I wanted to show myself, Birmingham, and just the world is that type of existence is possible.
The diversity.
Yeah, it's possible. Like it's, we can really be together and have a great time and do something good and nobody not die.
Right.
And so that was what that night was about. It's just showing people that is real. It's not like a made up thought.
Right.
So
from that experience, it helped you to where you are now.
Yes, sir. 1,000%. 1,000%. Because even after that, we still had to film some more. We had to film a lot more, actually.
Well, that's right.
And and it's so crazy because there was so much stuff happening. Like, let me tell you about this when we got picked up, man. My bro Caleb, he's the sound advisor and one of the sound engineers on the TV show. So we was at his crib working on the show, and I had left a hard drive that the show was backed up to at his house, man. So, we submitted everything. The show gets picked up. The day after the show gets picked up, his house burns down. Yes, and the hard drive that has the TV show backed up to it is in the house when it burns down. So we get picked up, and then we lose the show the very next day. So on that hard drive, though, we had other episodes that was supposed to come out on the hard drive. So we get picked up, lose the entire show, and they still got it. They have the show intro, but we have to go back and refilm some stuff because it got burned up. And not only that, we lost a bunch of music, you feel me, that was going to be in the show. Some of my music, I think, so for 2 years, I hadn't been releasing any music because I had been working on the TV show.
Right.
But I was in the studio dang near every day, just, doing songs. And all that music got toasted, bro. Like, gone. Like, no backed up. It wasn't backed up to the cloud. We use hard drives. So it was like, gone. And it discouraged me a whole lot. But I was able to find a little peace and a little serenity because we had already got picked up we had
Right.
already secured the deal. So it's like, all right, we got what we actually need.
Right.
We just might have to redo some stuff.
Right.
But we still in good we in good shape. We in good space. And that's what we looking at right now.
But see, that was a learning experience.
Yeah.
Because you would have rather it happened then
Yes.
than now.
Right.
Because you have more at stake now
Yeah.
than you did then.
Yeah.
And so things happen for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And we just, you have your time to where you feel poor, pitiful me and all, but you catch your second wind and you say, fuck it, and you go about your business.
Right. Right.
But this taught you, and that's one thing I'm trying to teach my godsons. It's your dream.
Yeah.
It's your endeavor.
Right.
You're the only one that understands the road and the path that you follow. You can't explain that.
Mm-hmm.
And in most cases, you can't share that.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're going through is a learning experience.
Yes.
You're going to have ups and downs, but it's prepping you for what the next stage is.
Right.
Because as you're growing, you have to lose something from the past. You have to do away with the dust because you can't bring that old dust with you.
Right.
And it's what I call the purging system, the purging stage.
Okay.
You've learned. You go through that fire. You suffer because for you to reach that next level, you're going to have to give up something, and you're going to cry. Yeah. But it's not a cry of pity. It's a cry of releasing the stress and the mental that you're going through because you see the goal, you see it, and you taste it.
Yeah.
And when you start tasting it, it really comes down how bad do you want it.
Right.
Now, is this a time for you to give up? But you've given so much.
Yeah,
Because I have one of my godsons wants to be a sports agent.
Okay.
And I say, you can quit anytime you want to. You can quit. And he was talking about, I said, well, I don't know what you've gone through. I only know what you've told me. I know, I've seen you study. I've seen the money that you spent. But you can quit.
Yeah.
You can quit. Well, what is not for me to decide? How bad do you want it?
Right.
Because you're going into a field that's already crowded.
Right.
You're going into a field that has certain elements in it that don't want you there.
Yeah.
Now, there's certain groups that control the media. And because of them controlling and having that control, they have six. They can dictate what can and can't be seen or what can and can't be heard.
Right.
That ain't your problem. If you want it bad enough, you do what you got to do.
Yeah, you gonna kick the door in.
So with you going through that, hard drives are good.
Yeah.
That could be your backup of the backup.
Right.
Of the backup.
Right.
But at the same time, you've learned.
Right.
It reminds me of the time that, what is it? Who was it? There was a certain IT company that was paying for master's degree. And so you had to take these computer classes. And one thing that the professor was saying, always back up. Always back up. Always back up. Well, I didn't back up.
Oh, no.
And this was my final.
No.
And but a friend of mine had given me a thumb drive or something, and he'd installed it. So she was copying it for me. Why? Because all I wanted to do, because I was ahead.
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of slow.
Yeah.
So when I got the syllabus, I went ahead and did everything ahead of time. So this was the last thing.
Right.
Thunderstorm.
Oh, man.
The lights went out.
Oh, no.
I screamed like a little bit. I started crying. And the professor, and everybody's looking at me like, I didn't care. You can see me in my raw. I lost my shit. And then Sherry was saying, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
I said, I didn't save it. She said, I know. I said, I ain't got time for this. I ain't got time for, I ain't got time for this.
Yeah.
It took me too long. It took me 2 weeks to get to here.
Yeah.
He said, fool, look in your computer.
Oh, man, she had you back, man.
That's like, what's that? get saved. I said, hold up. You made me act a fool up in here. And you knew that you were back. He said, you getting too cocky.
You're getting too cocky, man.
I was like, oh, hold up. So I learned that if they don't ask for a backup, you have a backup.
Right.
You always have a door to go out of.
Right.
Especially when you come to your production and all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm learning that you always have to have a second.
Oh, yeah.
If someone doesn't show up, you got to make sure that somebody can stand in
Right.
to hold that place
Right.
until that person gets there. And sometimes you may have to change a scene at the spur of the moment because either the weather or whatever may come up.
Right. That happened a few times, man, because, it's a couple people has got into some legal trouble. And this, I had to learn this too. We didn't have a second. And on one of the episodes, this person literally had about 60% of the lines. Like,
wow.
he was in damn near every scene. And when he got in trouble, it literally crippled the show. Like, we had to take out half the episode. Yeah. So so we just did what we could, made the intro, and then shipped it and packaged it like that. Because with our deal, and thank God for the specifics. There was specific requirements that we had to pass, you know what I'm saying, to be eligible. One of them was our episode had to be at least 12 minutes long, at least.
And people don't seem to understand. That's a long time.
That's a long time. And so it's like, all right, because we had to, so the episode itself was almost 45 minutes long, but because he had got in trouble and had to go to jail for a little bit of time, we had to take out 60 to 70% of that episode.
Oh, man.
So we stretched that mug as long as we could, packaged it up real pretty.
Right.
And that was one of the short episodes, one of the intro episodes. We made it like that. And it was like, okay, so what we'll do is we're not going to scrap that because those were really, really integral to the plot of the show.
Correct.
We're just going to use this as an intro, and then in a later episode, we're going to revisit that situation.
See?
You know what I'm saying? And we was able to kind of like roll with the punches and stay on track with everything.
That also helps you when it comes to the contracts too, don't it?
Yeah.
You fuck up. Oh, if I'm going to suffer, you're going to suffer too.
Right.
No, I love you. I love you all my heart, but you mess with my money.
Yeah, man. I'm talking about, like, the people don't know, like, up to this point, that, I don't like to talk about numbers, but that's the bottom line.
Yeah. You enjoy what you're doing, but at the same time, you have a family.
Yeah, man.
You have a business.
Right.
You have a brand.
Right.
It's part of life.
It's part of
it. And then what we're going through now, it has to be.
Right.
It's not the main source, but you need the money to continue with the production. I mean, you got the equipment that you have to maintain. You got the electricity that you have to maintain. Right. That does not even include the venues.
Yeah, man, I had caught a couple deals, and see, again, my hustle, thank God for the hustling skills. I had solidified some stuff during COVID that's still in play today.
Cool.
So it's like I was able to make sure we had venues to shoot at and stuff like that, because of contracts.
Right.
And it's all proven itself to be great. And so through that process, we started other things. Like, right now we're kind of on a break from filming because 3 years of straight filming, some days we on set 19 hours, some days we on set 5 hours. You know what I'm saying? People was driving from South Carolina to film with us. You know what I'm saying? Driving from Atlanta to film with us. So taking a breather, and then when the show comes out, I think we might wait till the show comes out because I got a baby on the way. And so
maybe twins, but anyway.
Cut it out. But we're gonna wait just to give everybody some breathing room, and then we're gonna start back filming. But ever since then, we've started new things. Like me and my brother, we created this Black History curriculum.
Sweet.
School curriculum, and we got the opportunity to do the case study launch at Phillips Academy.
Fantastic.
And it's crazy because it's a college level course, but we was in there giving it to 6th and 7th graders, and they was like eating it up, like they was able to understand. And so it just let me know, we kind of can't put a limit on our youth because
No.
they're smarter than we think they are. We just got to give them something that they want to do. And so we came, and I came into the school like this. I had my chains on, my gold teeth, and as soon as I walked in, they was interested. So it was like, all right, they was like, okay, you look like somebody I like.
Thank you.
So it was like, we started teaching them, and we was in there from January to February, like just doing no, not January, February. I'm so sorry. It was January, February, and the early part of March. We was doing the curriculum, and you know what I'm saying. Shout out to Dr. Witherspoon at UAB. She came to sit in on one of the case study classes. Mr. Elliott, shout out to Mr. Elliott for giving us the opportunity to do what we did at Phillips. And now we're working on something so much bigger. But it's like out of that opportunity came this opportunity. Then, you know what I'm saying, me and my brother, he put me on to some real estate stuff. So we're in real estate now.
There you go.
And able to like really become self-sufficient and to be able to do this on consistently,
right,
and on a much kind of bigger platform. And I'm learning as I go, but it's amazing. If I look back at my life, probably when I was 19, 20 years old, I knew I would be doing something. I just didn't know this would kind of. I didn't know it would be in this way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I never, you know what I'm saying. I'm in this classroom. I created a curriculum that if the case study goes well, we can get published and it goes into a textbook.
See,
you know what I'm saying. But I'm not a teacher.
But you are. You're a parent.
Yeah,
You're a parent. And one thing that I learned when I was a teacher, you set the standards high.
Yes.
They're going to meet, and in most cases, beat.
Yeah.
Because I didn't accept any bullshit.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
This is where I am. I don't want to hear anything about. Well, I won't hear nothing.
Right.
This is where I am. I'm not asking for much, but this is where I am.
Mm-hmm.
This is where I want you are. Now, if you can go above, that's good.
That's good.
But this is where I am.
Right.
So no excuses.
Right.
But with you being a parent, you know what you want your child to be.
Mm-hmm.
And so all parents are teachers.
Right.
Mentors are teachers. So we have that teaching. The only thing that I have a concern with are those individuals from another profession thinking that they can come in and teach.
Right.
Because you wouldn't allow me to come in to be a lawyer.
Right.
You wouldn't allow me to come in to be a dentist or a doctor.
Right.
Now, because, see, I've learned, an old teacher told me 90% of teaching is personality.
Right.
You have to have, and those of us who have, and understand, college wasn't meant for everybody.
Right.
Because, see, what I know now, I would not have gone. But 90% of teaching is personality. So it's how you deliver whatever you have.
Exactly.
So with you coming up with the curriculum, you've reached a point to where if you can keep the kids' interest, you can do it.
Right.
So with you being a parent, you're a teacher.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Holmes, because it blessed me to see that we was able to do it and the kids retain the information. Because, like I said, it really wasn't meant for children. This was something that I put together, me and my brother, and we was gonna just get into it with the homies.
Now, see, one thing about the young folks, the little babies and all, they're honest.
Yes,
they're brutally honest. They will hurt your feelings, and you have this angelical face, and you want I just want to stuff it, but they're honest.
Yeah.
So when you have something that you need to test, it's best to go to them babies and to make sure you don't come with your feelings on your sleeves because if they don't like it, they're going to tell you.
They're going to tell you. They're going to let you know.
So for you to be able to get in there and for you to have that attachment, that says a lot.
Yeah, it was a blessing for me to see them open up and to show them something new, because I remember we had talked about, Reverend Shuttlesworth.
Yes.
And everything that, you being in that era. And those are the type of things that we talked about in class, and a lot of them kind of didn't know the history of all the stuff that went down. They just knew, the big things that we learned, like Martin Luther King and all these people, but they really don't understand how many people were involved and how just centralized and how communalized, people were in order to push for a better future.
Right.
And so we just told them all that stuff, like we talked about, the Brotherhood of the Sleeping Car Porters.
Right.
And how, they had a Montgomery branch, and how E.D. Nixon is the one who bailed Rosa Parks out of jail.
Yes, sir.
And then when he bailed her out, everything that they learned when they started that union, they brought it down here.
Yes, sir.
And how all those people kind of knew each other. Like, all of them knew each other. They ran in the same circles. And just really, really bringing it to the ground level of, like, okay, who are you? What do you want to be? What examples do you have? And really kind of asking some hard questions and talking about some things. And, I realized that kids, especially nowadays, with social media and all the stuff that's out,
right,
they're used to just kind of seeing controversy.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? They're used to seeing tough subjects. So bringing a tough subject into the class,
there you go.
They were interested. It's like they wanted the smoke,
Right.
And with the smoke, we was able to kind of fan through that,
right,
and find out what's really going on. And so, just to see them do that and do it, with a gleam in their eyes, and what I'm saying, with excitement.
That's the bliss.
Yeah, it was like they were real deal interested, and we actually, we videotaped that too. We like it's a lot of stuff that we've been doing just behind the scenes. We move really, really low key.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's best here in Birmingham.
Oh yeah, best, because it's like, I realize when you loud, you can't get nothing done. You know what I'm saying? It's
and you allow those individuals, for whatever reason, to put up obstacles that don't need to be there.
Right.
And see, if I could be like the oldest godson, his confidence is secure.
Mm-hmm.
He lets everything roll off his back.
Right.
Whereas I'm more emotional, and when he tells me things, and I have to keep in my head, can't show you emotions because he's going to quit talking to you, because I get fired up.
Yeah.
So I think that I finally got him to the point that an individual who is jealous of you can have everything that you don't have.
Mm.
But you got something that they want. Mm-hmm. They don't know what it is,
mm-hmm.
but they will stop you if it meant them throwing you off the cliff and throwing themselves off the cliff. As long as you don't get it, they don't care.
Mm.
So here in Birmingham,
the
same individuals that were around during Reverend Shuttlesworth Day, we still have those groups, because these are the children as well as grandchildren of that group.
Right. Right.
So sometimes it's best to be low key.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's best to know when and where, because we got to get to the point to where it's nothing wrong with people say boasting. It's nothing wrong with tooting your horn, because you know what you went through.
Oh yeah.
You know the time, the energy, the tears, the stress, the cussing.
Man.
It wasn't like, is this for me?
Yeah.
But
police cars, man. Man, look, man. Man, them cells are not fun to be in.
No.
Man. They not.
And especially when you're not especially when you're at a point when you're about to be a teacher. And you're over in South Carolina. And first of all, your license has expired. You don't have insurance, because back then we didn't have to have insurance.
Right.
But in South Carolina, you had to have insurance.
Oh man!
And then you have a Popeye. You had so. And I'm there for the master's degree at University of South Carolina, and I get stopped. I don't have this stuff. I get thrown into jail.
Oh man!
And there's people in jail. And so, I'm not in the cell itself, because they have cells inside of a cell.
Right.
It's sort of like a breezeway around the 10, 5 on one side. And so I've never been to jail in my life.
Right.
I'm thinking that my career is gone.
You're right.
I didn't even get started. And all of a sudden, this individual who's a drag queen.
Oh, no.
Was saying, baby, what's wrong? And I was like, I'm in jail. She said, baby, you're going to be all right. And the other individual next door said, leave him alone.
Oh, man, okay.
And so she said, well, I'm going to adopt him.
Oh, what?
So they brought the breakfast. I ain't never seen breakfast like that in my life.
Wow. Oh,
so
man.
So I knew that jail was not for me.
Yeah, you know.
So I was ready to go.
Yeah.
And then I was embarrassed because I had to call my grandmother to bail me out.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Evelyn didn't play about that.
Yeah.
But thank goodness she knew that I was in distress because I was in jail for 24 hours. So people don't seem to understand what you're coming from, what you've dealt with.
Right.
They don't understand what you're going through now.
Mm-hmm.
It's really none of their business.
Right.
But here in Birmingham, it's just sometimes best,
right,
in the bigger picture, just to be low key and let it come out whenever it's ready to come out.
Right.
Now, with all the experiences that you've gone through, you already had the gut feeling anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But now, because of the wreck,
yeah,
because of somebody going to jail,
right,
you have enhanced that gut feeling, so that way you know the flags are about to come, so you know to be more aware of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm learning here in Birmingham, I think people at times have the best interest, and I really sincerely think that,
mm-hmm.
but for whatever reason, it doesn't come through.
Right, right.
And so there's always someone who thinks they can do it better, and that's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're focusing on me, but you're gonna leave me alone.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
and we know why. You know, I mean, we know why.
Yes,
it's been this way for a long time. You know, like before I got here.
Right.
You know, and I mean,
see, people don't seem to understand. If you're a native Birminghamian, you have somebody in your family that was back there in Reverend Shuttlesworth's day.
Right, right.
So whether it's your grandmother, whether it's your aunt,
mm-hmm.
or your great aunt, someone was there.
Someone was there.
So you have a history already,
right,
of individuals.
Right.
But and it's time when you have those individuals here,
mm-hmm.
that you sit down and talk to them, because they're not going to tell you.
Yeah, they're not.
Then they're not going to tell you, for whatever reason. They're not going to tell you that they were foot soldiers.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So it's time, especially now,
right,
that people sit down,
yes,
and they talk to the elders to find out exactly what it was all about.
Exactly. Exactly.
So that way they get a better understanding. So with you bringing this into the system,
mm-hmm.
the kids are understanding exactly who Reverend Shuttlesworth, which we don't talk about as much as I think we do.
Mm-hmm.
You teach them about E.D. Nixon, which
Yeah.
nobody taught.
Yeah.
And see, I was so blessed going to state. I met Dr. Nixon.
Oh,
man, I didn't know who this old man was sitting outside council during lunch.
Yeah.
So I met Dr. E.D. Nixon, and I didn't know who he actually, because I wasn't taught. I was only taught about Dr. King and Rosa Parks.
Right, right, you know.
So I didn't know Dr. Nixon.
Mm-hmm.
But when he started talking, I knew I was talking to an elder.
Yeah, somebody who's important, you know.
And he told me about, he was the one that had got the neighborhood, because he was the leader of the community.
Right, right.
That he was the one that got everybody together.
Right.
And that because of him having he didn't have a formal education.
Yeah, you know.
So it was him,
mm-hmm.
because from his standpoint, they wanted him to be the leader for the bus boycott.
Yeah.
But because of Dr. King being young,
mm-hmm.
being articulate,
mm-hmm. yeah,
Dr. Nixon chose him, because of the image.
Exactly.
And that's, what is it, Claudette, the teenager that was arrested before Rosa Parks was.
Yes.
We wasn't taught about her.
Exactly.
But back then, it had to do with the image.
Yeah.
Because when you're dealing with white folks, especially down in Montgomery,
mm-hmm.
and I'm a native Montgomerean, so I know it's in the water, you have to be aware of the image, which is still today.
It's still today.
Because that's your brand.
Exactly.
That's your brand.
Yeah, which is why I tell them, like, hey, I come from the hood. The hood is in my blood, but you can't come on set high. What if there's an investor that comes and want to see what we doing, and you walk through the door, your eyes red, bro. You can't stand up. That looks bad. That's bad business.
Yes, sir.
And so had to talk about all those different types of things and just really understanding. Like for instance, bro, so on this journey, man, I've been able to do some miraculous things. Like I was blessed to have a sit down with Enos Watley, the NBA Hall of Famer, um, in downtown. We sat down and kicked it. You know, Enos Watley, he played with Charles Barkley, Michael Jordan,
Wow.
all the likes of these people. He's from Birmingham, and he has 29 brothers and sisters.
Get out.
Yeah, 29 blood brothers and sisters. Grew up. I'm talking about.
Can you talk about somebody getting in trouble? Say instead of I'm going to get my cousins, I'm
Yeah.
going to get my brother. Now, if I need to bring my cousins, I can bring my cousins, but I'm going to bring my brothers and sisters.
Right.
No, we
29.
don't. No.
Like, he's 29. And he was the youngest, you know?
No.
Yeah, he went to the NBA. He's the youngest. Like, bro, he is amazing. He is amazing. And I was able to politic with him for a while. And I come to find out he got the opportunity to really get in basketball through the police commander at that time. And the police commander at that time was the very first black police commander. He went head to head with Bull Connor.
Was that Chief Johnson?
Yes.
Johnny Johnson?
Yes. And so I met Johnny Johnson.
He's fantastic.
Yes, he is. Oh man. And we talked for about some hours, and he was giving me game, saying, you know, what it was like for him back then, and the reason he wanted to give the opportunity because he had a travel ball team, and he had Charles Barkley and Enos Watley on his team, and they traveled all over the world in a little sprinter van. You know, what we would say sprinter vans was back then. You know, they traveled all over the country. You know, they drove to Las Vegas in a van.
No, man.
Yeah, and so we were just talking about it, man, and to see the things that those men did to shape the world that we live in now. You know, like he wasn't, you know. The fearlessness in those men, you know, it makes you think, like, you know, kind of what happened.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, it's different now. You know, a man who stand on his 10 and go head to head with one of the most racist mayors in the history of the country.
Right.
And to get stuff done still.
Correct.
While these forces are against you.
Right.
It's like, bro, you know, that same power is still out here.
Yes, sir.
You know, it make you ask questions.
Right.
You know, and so, but to be able to be in the presence of these great men and these great people,
it's an honor.
It's an honor. It's an honor, you know, to make it, you know, to make it through the things that they made it through, and to be able to still be alive today and give.
And who
wisdom.
meets them?
You know,
it was your time.
You know,
and especially for me to meet Reverend Shuttlesworth.
Man, what I'm saying,
for me to drive Reverend Shuttlesworth.
Man.
And then for me to have met Dr. Edie Nixon.
Something
and
else.
Then Chief Johnny Johnson.
Yes.
He used to come over to Lincoln.
Yeah, you know.
And to be able to meet Marie Adams, Oscar Adams' wife.
Yeah.
To be able to meet Judge Shores. I mean, who meets these individuals?
It's mind-boggling, you know.
I mean, the people who were actually in the trenches,
right? They can tell you what the paint on the wall looked like, you know.
See,
like, man, it blow. It's an honor to think that there are places that still people and things that are still sacred, you know. And I think that when we start to begin to value what actually happened and what actually took place and what people had to sacrifice, it makes you look at the world differently. And it makes you hold yourself accountable for some things that you do, you know. Like, you know, I have to respect my community because it's people died for me to live on this street, you know.
Right.
It's people who literally died for me to not be getting sprayed with water hoses.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And have dogs sick on me.
Right.
And so, and long story short, that's kind of where the show is leading. It's not like a civil rights Jesus type of show,
right?
But we talking about those principles and those morals from the standpoint of today's time.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? It's people getting their head blowed off in the show. It's people on drugs in the show. It's people dealing with real life problems. But the message in it is that if people would take a moment to hearken to the to God,
Right.
would take a moment to listen and hear what it is that He has for you,
Correct.
you could have the life that He has for you. And I think that you know, I mean, it's working. You know what I'm saying? And we doing it in a way, cause like, man, I never forget. I never forget. I ain't gonna say no names, but we were right after the premiere. Right after the premiere, there was some Church of the Highlands people that came to the premiere, right?
Yeah.
And you know that wasn't like a yo, you saw that wasn't a it wasn't like a Church of the Highlands type movie, if you would.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? It was a real gangster movie.
Right.
And so I had a meeting with one of these people, and you know, we had lunch meeting, real cool man. And he asked me, he's like, you know, I love what you do, and it seems like you have a good relationship with the community, and people respect you. And so he asked me, he said, where was Jesus in this movie? Like, you know, he asked, he said, where was Jesus in this movie? And I said, you know, well, it's a TV series, you know, and TV series are much like life. You know, you can't tell the whole story in one episode, you know. And when you look at the lives of people, no one person is good, and no one person is everything in one episode. Well,
Right.
some point in your life, you're gonna do some messed up stuff.
Right.
Some point in your life, you're gonna be on top of your stuff, and you're gonna make all the right decisions. But what we're doing is showing what that looks like. Progression, you know, and showing the difference between what it may look like when a person trusts themselves with everything, and then what it looked like when a person allows God to lead them. And everything with the show, again, is real, based off real true events that have actually happened in Birmingham. Like, it's gonna be some stuff that when you see it in the show, you're gonna be like, dang, I remember when they closed down the JCCO program because they were stealing money.
Right.
Like I remember, you know what I'm saying? And so talking about those things and how sometimes the decisions of one person affect the lives of everybody, because
Exactly.
Here we got a couple of people who decide to take some money from a program that's helping thousands of people and single mothers.
Right.
Because you decide to take money, now these single mothers can't take their kids to daycare.
Correct.
And so now they got to figure out something else and change their whole life around. You know what I'm saying? And they got to take time off work because of what you did. You
Right.
know? And so that's kind of like how we're showing how, you know, the decisions of one person can literally affect the lives of everybody around them.
Right.
And yeah, they
and there may be a series or a spot to where you have to introduce the religious aspect.
Yeah, you know,
the faith, the belief.
Mm-hmm.
Because as we grow, we're challenged.
Right.
But we have to be challenged because we don't know what's going to come. And so you can't always eat milk.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. You have to have some type of substance.
Right.
And if you're never challenged when it comes to your faith,
mm-hmm.
when it comes to your belief,
mm-hmm.
what's going to happen when you are actually faced with something that's going to really prove how much faith do you have?
Yeah.
You know, I have relatives who at one time got upset because it came out that there's a possibility that Jesus was married. Oh, that's blasphemy. I was like, why is it blasphemy? Why? I don't understand. They tried to explain it. And they said, well, you're not affected. I said, it doesn't sway my faith.
Right.
I mean, I didn't live back then. I don't care if he was married and had 12 kids.
Right.
The bottom line is, I was taught that he was the Son of God. That's what I was taught.
Yeah.
So I don't care whatever.
Exactly.
I said, and plus two, if you want to bring it forward, I don't care what happened during King's March.
Mm-hmm.
We had rumors. Ain't none of my business.
Right.
Doesn't tarnish my faith and my belief in Dr. King.
Right.
Nor when it comes to Reverend Shuttlesworth.
Right.
I wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
I just know the facts.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't my business about whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's between him and Mrs. King and every first lady in that circle.
Exactly.
Ain't my business.
Right.
It's not my business when it comes to Jesus, as long as I know that he died for my sins and he raised.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
That's all I know, man.
That's my faith.
Right.
So you may have to have some time where someone is challenged.
Right.
And their faith is challenged. Their beliefs are challenged. But that's growth.
That's growth. That is literally. I love it. I love how some old people had told me about what they call blackberry winter, and how like when spring comes, spring just doesn't come immediately. You might get like one warm day, and then right after that, it gets back cold.
Yes.
The sun be out, but it be cold as I don't
We're
know what.
experiencing that now.
Yeah, you're experiencing that now. And it's because like those conditions allow the blackberries to bloom.
Right.
And so the farmers know that. So that's why they say, you can't plant as soon as you feel the first warm breeze, you can't plant your seeds. Then you got to wait until, a few more weeks after, so that way blackberry winter can pass. But same thing in our life. There's certain conditions that have to be present for certain things to grow.
Right.
And so that challenge and that adversity, that they crash in the car in the middle of the set, the police coming, and my partner getting arrested, and just all this stuff. Some of those conditions have to be present for certain stuff to grow.
Right.
And hey, I'm on the show with Mr. Holmes, and this is the proof. Like, this is the proof. We here in the studio, Smash Bros Radio. Shout out to the big homie Ralph.
Yes.
You feel the OT. You feel me? Like, this is the proof. This is the proof.
So from now, you got your series coming up that's been picked up.
Yeah, it's been picked up.
So, I know about your music. You're still doing your music.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And you got this curriculum coming out.
Yes, sir.
Oh, before I forget, if you need a coffee shop.
Oh, man.
There's two coffee shops.
Okay.
There's one, OZZz Coffee, LLC. That's in Vincent.
Okay.
Fantastic coffee.
Okay.
And then there's Rochelle's Coffee Bar.
Oh, wow.
And then don't forget Bazaar Coffee.
Yep, I know Bazaar.
Will. Okay. So you actually have three. And each one is totally different.
Right.
Different environment.
Okay.
Because Will's place was the nucleus during the COVID.
Okay.
Everybody flocked to Will's place down at the Bazaar. Alicia's just opened.
Okay.
Naomi Elmore.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I know her. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she has that.
Uh-huh.
So she just opened that. And Rochelle is over in Centerpoint. So those are your three coffee. So that's three different types of coffee bars and all.
Oh, yeah.
So so you have your series.
Yes, sir.
You have your curriculum.
Yes, sir.
You have your music.
Yes, sir.
You got the babies.
Yeah, got them, got them for sure.
What about apparels?
Oh, so I do got some apparel, but I haven't been pushing that as much because I've been focused on everything else. And then, with my brother, like on the real estate tip, this has been like really interesting. I've been learning a lot. And me being a hustler, man, I find ways to get to the money fast. Like my brother, man, he a slow cooker. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He put it in the what you call it, the pot, the slow cooker pot. Yeah, he put it in the crock pot and he let that thing cook slow, and then he'll take it out. But me, I find the money fast.
There you go.
And so I've been looking at some ways to really eat off this real estate quickly.
There you go.
And I think we got traction over here, bro.
Sweet.
And so I'm just learning so much just about life and how real entrepreneurs think, and how it's like hustlers. Like some hustlers, they sell a little weed on the side,
right?
And then they cut hair, and then they sell cars, and then they might got the girls in the strip club over here, and then they
right?
They have their hands in all type of stuff, and so I'm learning how to do that in a legal way.
There you go.
And it's really a journey. I've been learning so much.
So how can they get in touch with you?
Oh, man.
Because I know you always need investors.
Right. Investors is good. But I learned this from an investor. Real deal. I was with, the homie Castro. I'm going to say his name, Castro. I was at one of his places in Homewood. And the homie had told me, this wasn't Castro who told me this. He said, one thing about investors, man, you got to always remember, if you don't need their money, don't take it.
Right.
Because investors are greedy assholes.
And you understand the concept.
Yeah,
You understand because investors are hustlers too.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's just by a different name.
Exactly, just by a different name. And so with that, thinking, that is why I've chosen to get into so many different stuff. So just in case, this man say he give me a 50 piece, but then in return he's asking for that 50 piece plus 50%.
See,
then it's like, all right,
give and take.
Yeah, I want to make sure I have my own money.
There you go.
And that's how we did it with the TV show. Like, I was like, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to make my money and then reinvest it and build it up myself. Because to be honest, I've got some good credit now. Credit wasn't always good.
Right.
But it's like, for me, I feel like if I owe, like, the streets taught me that it's not good to owe people money.
Correct.
It's just not a good thing.
Right.
Comes
to integrity.
Yeah, it comes to integrity. And so it's like, man, I don't want to owe nobody no money. So I always thought, like, let me get my money first.
Correct.
And then if I want to go spend somebody else's money, I will.
Right.
But it's not like I'll be stressing to pay you back. I got your money over here, but I just chose to use your money for this play.
Right.
And so that's I think that's the process that I'm in. That's the part of the process I'm in, is I'm building up my own revenue and stuff like that. And then
so you don't become a puppet.
So I don't become a puppet, because it's people that have approached me and was like, hey man, like for instance, there were some people asking before the premiere happened. They was asking, so Devonta, where's your money coming from, man?
In the business.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they want, well, where's the money coming from? Like, how are you doing this? You know what I'm saying? And I just had to hit them with it, man. I be praying.
That's it.
I just be praying, but
that's it. Because that's what you do.
You know what I'm saying? And that's all they need to know. A brother just be
because
praying.
You always wonder, why you want to know where my money comes from?
You feel me?
Well,
like,
so
you the IRS? Like, what?
Thank you.
Like, bro.
Or if you really want to,
like, what's up?
Don't ask a question. And see, I've learned too at a late age, which is really common sense now. I don't have to answer. I don't have to give an answer to a question.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have to explain myself.
Right.
And especially if you're irrelevant and insignificant.
Right.
Because if I don't care.
Yeah,
and everybody tell you, I don't like humans.
Yeah.
I really don't. I think that most humans should die and go to hell. And I'm sincere when I say that. I don't care how you die, just leave me alone.
Yeah,
But there's certain questions that's none of your business.
Just like.
And depending on which cycle I'm on, I can tell you, well, I'm stripping, or I'm pimping.
Yeah,
or I just got this side hustle.
So,
but that's a neat, because see, you have to think about your brand. You have to think about your image. You don't know who's listening.
You don't.
So, that's a good way out. I pray.
You might be wearing a wire, bro. I don't know you, bro. I just be praying.
And then come back like, he said that he strips.
You know what I'm saying?
But see, I'm learning, and I didn't think I had a brand. I really didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't think I had a brand.
It's large.
So this is my brand.
Yeah.
And people know me. So
they do. They do. Man, it's people on my show. Like I remember we had came last, and see, it's been so long. It's crazy how much time flies.
Yes, sir.
But I was on your show last time. And it was
right before the premiere.
Right before the premiere. And it was a bunch of people on my live saying, "Oh man, I remember Mr. Holmes from Huffman." I was like, "Dang, okay." So, hey, OZZz is really out here. OZZz is really out here.
With you being on the major stage now, you really have to be cautious. But I think that with everything that you've experienced, it's automatic that everything that you do, your brand is in the back of your head.
Right.
Your image is in the back of your head.
Right.
Because you don't know who's listening.
Right.
You don't know who's watching.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing I love about Smash Bros. They concentrate on the independent artist.
Yeah.
You don't know who's listening to us.
Exactly.
And now since we have an app,
mm-hmm.
you don't know. We're all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
And then if you have Facebook
mm-hmm.
and also YouTube, you don't know who's listening.
Yeah, and you got subscriber bases
grown
significantly. I remember last time I was here, y'all had like what, over 10,000 subscribers.
Yes, sir.
And then it's grown since then.
Yes, sir.
So, and that was 3 years ago.
And see, people don't. In Birmingham,
Yeah.
you have a stage. You have a platform that you can come.
Right.
You know, Saturday we have, was it two? Well, we have OT's gospel.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Then you have what is it? I can't think of the where you can send in your videos.
Right.
And then you have Smash House,
Yeah.
which is Ralph's.
Yeah.
And then he has a little battle between the two. So you have a venue, you have a place that you can come to be heard.
Yeah, exactly.
And you don't know who's listening.
Exactly. It's like,
and then with you having your brand
mm-hmm.
and you're using Birmingham's places,
mm-hmm.
people are finally seeing exactly what Birmingham is all about.
Exactly. And that was the entire goal, is to show people what's really down here. Because, like, I think I said it last time, a lot of times I go out of town, I would rap, or I would just be out of town, you know, and I tell people, I'm from Birmingham. The first thing that came to their mind,
Live Review, that's the name of the show. Live Review.
Reviews. Yep. So I go out of town, I tell people I rap, I'm from Birmingham. First thing they'll think about is First 48.
See,
you know what I'm saying, or racist stuff,
right?
You know? And it would hurt me to my core, because they don't know that Smash Bros is down here,
right?
They don't know that you know what I'm saying, the partner Alicia, she just opened up her own coffee bar. You know what I'm saying?
During COVID. Was at the World Game.
Yeah, you know, they don't know about that stuff. They know just about how we're portrayed on the news,
right?
And I think that, you know, with this show, we're giving Birmingham an opportunity. We're giving the world an opportunity to see a different side of Birmingham,
right?
The side that they don't get to come and sit in these offices and be on the radio show and
right.
see how there's actually people who support the local.
And see, we're the only digital.
Exactly.
Only digital radio station.
And see, that's hard.
In Jefferson.
Yeah.
I don't mention Alabama. Jefferson County, Birmingham.
Right.
So it's digital.
Uh-huh.
So we're I think Ralph was down in Brazil, I think it was. He was listening.
Oh, wow.
People were listening to him.
Wow.
He has listeners in Brazil.
That's crazy.
And then because of me having kids overseas in the military,
yeah,
I have them. So you don't know who is listening to you.
Yeah.
So, and we don't know who you are. We don't know where you are. So you have to contact us.
Exactly.
And if there's an opening, we'll make an opening for you.
Right.
In the same way with my platform, I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do this without y'all.
Hey, it's a blessing. It's a blessing to be here with you and to share this platform. Because I love coming to your show, because we don't just talk about what I got going on or, you know, what I'm trying to do, but we talk about real stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you're a veteran in the game of life, whereas like you've seen Dr. Reverend Shuttleworth's face. You know what I'm saying? You've seen E.D. Nixon. You've seen some of the greats to do things that are worth doing, you know, and you yourself have been a teacher and enlightened the minds of hundreds of people. So you've done things that are worth doing. And when we talk about that type of stuff, it just always reminds me that life, you can make a life that's worth living.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And I get that when I come to your show.
I appreciate it.
So, you know, I'm thankful, brother.
So how can they find you? Because I know you're all over the place. So how can they locate you?
Oh man, Google. You
Google.
Google me. You know, no, just let me cut it. Let me chill. I know you said ain't nothing wrong with tooting your horn, but no, man. Like, real deal though. You can find me on everything Devonta Ravizee. That's Devonta. Ravizee, Ravizee. If you wanna, you know what I'm saying, audition and be in the show. If you want to have some music featured in the show,
oh wow!
If you got a clothing line that you want to have your clothes featured in the show, you want your business featured in the show, anything you want to do some music, you know what I'm saying? You want a verse from me?
You.
Oh man! Look!
Yeah.
You know? Oh man! Yeah. So look! It's been a minute since I rapped live.
Yes.
But
yes.
You know, it like everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing features. You know, back now doing features because we're taking a break from the TV show. So I got some new music coming out. So be on the lookout for that, man. Life is great right now.
I have a morning show.
Okay.
Ralph told me that I could do it. It's on the app.
Okay.
I'm learning how to do it.
Right.
And I can do it at the house.
Okay.
Which I'm learning how to do. So it's from 3 a.m. to 4 a.m.
Ooh.
And once I learn how to do the digital DJ.
Okay.
Once I learn how to operate that, because I'm learning how to, drag and drop?
Yeah.
Drop and drag?
Yep.
So that way, because my little brother's a DJ. A DJ Dirty Wabbit.
Oh, snap.
And so he has a friend that has contacts up in New York.
Okay.
And so
huge.
Mike. And so Mike sends James tracks.
Gotcha.
And I'm learning how to use the terminology. Not
tracks.
And so once I learn how to maneuver,
right.
So then that way I can play during my show.
Right.
Everybody's music that's coming out. So then that way.
Right.
And it's called Chaos, Kaos.
Oh,
after
man.
hours. So Ralph told me that I can be me.
Yeah, you know,
because it's on the app.
Yeah.
And so I said, you understand what you're saying?
Yeah, you know,
you're saying that I can be me.
Yeah.
He said you can, because it's on the app.
He's on that.
So since it's at 3 and 4 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Am I saying? What is it? I can put you to sleep. I can wake you up. What the hell are you doing in the streets? And I might even turn some of your asses out.
Yeah, so, you know.
So
hey, them with the grown folks hours. Yeah, that's the grown folks hours, bro.
So I'm learning all of that. So if you have any new songs, you know, you got a venue here. Smash Bros Radio is always here. We're always open to you.
Yes, sir.
So we can find you on every major platform out there.
Facebook, Instagram. I don't use Twitter that much, but I am on there. I got a website called RavizeeNation.com. That's RAVIZEE Nation. NATION.com, and there you can you can check out some merch, you can buy music, you can see what we got going on
because
with the
you
show.
Do beats too.
Oh, see, now I don't make beats, so I don't make beats for other people, but my brother KP Caleb Maxey, man, he's one of the coldest producers just in Birmingham, bro. Like I gotta go and shout him out, bro. So he introduced me. See, but like when I first started rapping, I always rapped over MP3s, just, you know, the regular beat, just the MP3 track, you know, you wasn't separating it. But he showed me how to make my whole sandwich. He showed me how to make the entire beat from scratch and then rap. So we go in there and we'll build a beat. You know what I'm saying? He might play a melody. You know what I'm saying? And I start humming and I start writing the verse. And then we'll put the drums on that bad boy.
Stop.
Then we'll put some strings on that bad boy. And we'll build a beat. And so he introduced me to literally building a whole song from scratch. So if I'm a part of making any beat, I'm probably on the song.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But because of hanging out with him and being in the studio with him and just the presence of his greatness, along with my, you know what I'm saying, the homie B Flat that's out in Atlanta, he just did a song for Akeem Ali. He did some stuff for Jeezy. He actually produced Snoop Dogg and Lil Duval's song, "Living," like that song right there.
Yes,
he produced that joint.
Oh my God, I mean, with greatness.
Yeah, like bro, Flat, Caleb, them, like those got, like, if you need some sauce, that's where you go, cuz. I don't know what all these other guys are doing, but if you need the sauce, cuz, that's where you go. Like, that's where it's at. And so, just to be in the room with these guys and gleaning from them, because I really realize where my strength lies in music is I'm a writer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how I approach writing the script for the TV shows.
I was going to ask you about that.
You know, I started writing like I wrote a song. And then, you know, just my mind works that way where I, you know, it was just easy for me to do it because I am a writer. You know, I was able to kind of fill out the characters and do all that stuff like that. But every one of my songs is like storytelling. And so I took that storytelling skill and then I wrote the script. Wow. So it's like, yeah, we got some heat coming, bro. Some heat.
So you have your own music on your own show.
Oh yeah, for sure. But see, and that's another thing. So I had prayed about it, man, and the Lord clearly told me. He said, bro, you can put your own music on your show, but he said, put other artists from Birmingham music on your show. Right. So that way when the light shines down, yeah, it don't just show me.
Correct.
It show everybody that's down here doing something.
Right.
Like I want to have a episode where we in Smash Bros Radio. You know what I'm saying? And people get to see this platform
Right.
on the TV show. And so it's like, yeah, man. But I do got some of my own music on the show.
So if you have, if you want to audition,
yes, sir.
if you have apparel, clothing,
Mm-hmm.
if you have music,
Right.
venue, business,
Right.
anything that comes up when it comes to a series, a show,
Mm-hmm.
get in touch with you,
Yes, sir.
fill out the information,
Yes, sir.
and that you might have a place for them.
For sure.
Or
for sure.
it really may not be now, but eventually
Mm-hmm.
you may have a place for them.
Exactly, because there's see, it's so crazy. We had so many auditions. People were sending in digital auditions. We had to go back through some auditions and find some people who we was like, oh, they did good. We might pick them. And you know what I'm saying? We had to go back. So it's like, just anything, whether you fooling with me or anybody, man, just take your shot and give it your best shot because you never know. Because I didn't know that it worked like this until I started doing it.
Right.
And so yeah, man. I would give out my number, but you know what I'm saying?
No.
I don't need no problems.
They can
you know what I'm saying?
What's your email address?
So my email address is my name, Devonta. Well, actually, I'm gonna give y'all the 5 Little Penguins email address. It's 5LIL penguins@gmail.com. If you want to send a digital audition, you can send it there. But if you go to my Facebook page, we got instructions on how to do virtual auditions, how to get in touch, all that stuff like that. And I keep it like an open door policy because I want people to know that we not just like picking and choosing our favorites or who's in our circle. If you good people, you got good energy, and you're willing to work and willing to learn,
right?
You know what I'm saying? You can get a shot with us, and we can make something shake. But yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm excited to continue doing what we've been doing for years.
Man, and when the show comes out streaming in
June. In June. And right now, see, it's so crazy. Even this. Like I had learned, I didn't know that there was so many different streaming platforms, and that I learned that all of the streaming platforms, like the smaller streaming platforms,
right,
they're owned by bigger streaming platforms. So there's a Freeform, and Freeform is owned by Disney Plus, and I think Disney Plus just bought Hulu, and so it's like all this stuff really be connected. So how it is when your show first comes out, especially with us, because we're like a smaller company when we started, you got it, like you might get picked up by a smaller one,
right?
And then how you perform, it works its way up to getting on a bigger stage.
So you don't know who's watching you.
Exactly. So we got picked up by this platform called Nuclear, and then they're setting up our IMDb page, but that was through our non-exclusive deal that we have with the people in Boston. So it's like they got us on there, and then it's gonna be eventually you're gonna see it on Tubi. Eventually you're gonna see it on Crackle. You're gonna see it on all these different ones. But the moment that we strike an exclusive deal, then it'll have to like come off of all these ones,
right?
And then Hulu might be like, we want this exclusive on our channel. Or Netflix could be like, we want this exclusive.
So you have people bargaining.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Get out of here.
So that's really the vibe I'm going for, bro. It's like I want them boys to be like, we'll give you this much money.
That's right.
Only give it to us. You know what I'm saying? We mess around and get it on BET Plus or something like that.
Right.
And it's like if they want it exclusive, then only they'll have it. And so if you want to see our show, you got to go like 50 Cent did with Stars.
Right.
You had to get on Stars to watch Power. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's right.
Yeah, that's the vibe. That's
exclusive.
How we move. Exactly.
What exclusive means? I'm kind of slow.
Nah.
Because exclusive means exclusive.
Yeah.
You only deal with us.
Exactly. So now like we got a non-exclusive deal, so we can be everywhere.
Right.
But
more diversified.
Yeah, more diversified. So but what that does is it gives us more eyes. You
right.
know what I'm saying? It's a chance for more people to fall in love with it. And the more people fall in love with it
they would find you.
Mm-hmm. And they'll be like, hey, we need that. We need that. Tell that dude he in Birmingham, tell him to come to the office, bro. Or we gonna come to Birmingham.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's the vibe. That's the vibe we going for.
Man, I appreciate you.
Ah, man,
because I know you're busy.
Yeah.
I know you're busy, and for you to take time out to come on here, man, I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much
for the opportunity, brother. Because I do got somewhere I do gotta be, but I had to come here first.
Like, I appreciate
it. It went no other way. I had to come here, and then we just stayed over time.
Yes,
you know? So I'm here. You know.
Y'all look him up.
Yeah, please.
If you just look him up, he's on everywhere. Google him.
Yeah,
Google him.
You can Google me. I'm Googleable. If they said I did something bad, they lying.
Thank you, go.
You know what I'm saying?
It's Friday. Be safe out there. Know your value. Know your worth. Know that I love you more than I love my luggage. I will see you on Monday. Y'all take care.
Take care, guys. Man.
The live stream on the show. On the show. The live stream.